Good evening from New York. I am Selwyn Collins, your host of CWS Journeys. The wonderful lady next to me is Chelsea Fung. Chelsea, I'm actually very happy to have Chelsea on this afternoon. It's been quite some time since I've been asking her to come on, but nothing is like the right time. Chelsea, welcome to CWS.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Chelsea Fung graduated in 2012 with honors Bachelor of Arts degree in Environment and Society and Women and Gender Studies at University of Toronto. And then 3 years later, she graduated with a master's degree in Environmental Studies at York University. Chelsea, what do you generally agree with when those close to you describe you?
Hmm. Um, I would definitely agree with me being a very passionate person, um, very driven, um, also very disciplined. Throughout my entire life, when you get to this stage, or this age that I'm at right now, um, you reflect, on all that you've done, and then you look forward to what you have ahead, and what lies in your future. So yeah, all my life, I know that I've been very disciplined, very focused, um, also very loving. I'm a very much of a family oriented person, which is why I probably ended up starting a business with two family friends. So
If,
so
if,
yeah, I
if,
would definitely agree with those comments or compliments.
if I were to ask your parents, or if you were to eavesdrop your parents telling a stranger about you, what do you think mom would say and then dad?
Oh, she's so proud. I'm so proud. That's all my mom would usually say. How proud she is of me and all that I've done, and how much she respects me and how much mutual respect I have for her. So yeah, they would they would definitely have nice and great things to say, I think.
You are in business as you mentioned with two other women.
Hmm.
Um, you're a strong woman yourself. Your mother, I presume, is a strong woman. Uh,
Hmm.
Before I go into your childhood, give us a little bit of, if you don't mind, women who have inspired you, who made a positive impact on you as a child, women in your life.
Oh, there's so many, so many. Growing up, I was surrounded by a fair amount of mother figures, and who all helped raise me, and who have shaped, the person that I am today, I would say. Um, so, my mom, of course, number one, my godmother, my aunts, the woman who took care of me as a child, she was a second mom to me. Um, these are the people who really taught me a lot of lessons, and who sort of taught by being role models, and modeling their own ways of of navigating this world that we live in.
You seem to be quite together. You said you're disciplined and hardworking and so on.
Mhm.
Which of
I
your
like to have fun too, though.
well, I know that. I know that personally. But which of your parents would you say was the stronger disciplinarian?
Oh, well, definitely my mom. I mean, I grew up with my mom only. My father wasn't really in the picture. I do have, a relationship with him, but my mom is the person who raised me, and it was more or less just the two of us. That's a good song too. And yeah, so yeah, she's the one who I've learned the most from.
Any special words of wisdom from her?
Oh my. um there's a lot. She would tell me, show me your friends. What's it? Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
There's, when something happens that is, really tough or devastating, she would say, that too shall pass. Um, yeah, no, she's definitely a special person, and for a lot of people who know her would definitely say the same. And yeah, because of who she is, I would say, a lot of who I am, and people who know me, a lot of them say that, yes, Bev.
You,
I see
you,
you.
you,
I see you.
you don't currently reside in Guyana. You migrated to Canada. When was that?
Pardon?
When did you migrate to Canada?
Oh, it was in 2009. 2009. I came here for school. Um, we didn't really have the intention of living here.
Uh-huh.
No. I thought I would come here. I would do my undergrad, get my bachelor's degree. Yes, during that process, I was like, yes, I will want to do my master's. So after my bachelor's, I said I will take a year off and head home, and do an internship within my field. So that was environmental studies, and I did an internship. But while doing that internship, that's when the conversation with Saskia and Christina happened, as well as my mom. She was involved and kind of, provoking the provoking the ideas, and helping us, throughout the process. So yeah, that's when that happened. But then I applied, and I came back to do my master's at York University, for the 2 years.
What
And yeah.
what surprised you about Canada when you first arrived?
Well, it was the first time I saw snow. Now that was a major eye opener. And then of course, well, it's a big city, very much different to Guyana, but I wasn't too shocked, because I did have the opportunity to travel, with my mom, and then I was also a squash player. So we traveled around the Caribbean, and so I wasn't too shocked. But the snow, yes, that was tough. And the first winter was actually, it wasn't too nice. I had to catch a lot of buses, from the bus to the streetcar to the train. So it wasn't easy. But again, when I look back, I'm like, wow,
And now here you
through
are,
all
this.
of through all of that, I still got through it. I persevered, and yeah. So
So here you are, a businesswoman,
mhm.
director of Red Entertainment. Am I correct? That's your
Yeah,
title?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're all co-owners, directors. We're
So
all the bosses.
tell us how you got involved in the event planning industry. How did this all get started? Red Entertainment.
Right. So, like I said, it was from just a casual conversation, at my house, actually, and we were just complaining. We were complaining that we wanted to do something different. We didn't want to go to town court,
Mm-hmm.
at least not that weekend. We didn't want to go to another dance hall concert, or whatever it was. Like, where is where's the diversity in the entertainment? That was the the basis of our conversation. And it was my mom. She was like, well, why you just throw something, do something of that you would like to see for yourself. And with my mom and also us having been exposed to Arturo Tapin, who's a saxophonist in Barbados. She was like, why, let's contact Arturo, see if he'll come down. I mean, he's done gigs for the Rotary Club of Demerara, which he's a part of, so, just give him a call, try. I was like, okay. And we messaged him on Facebook, and then he responded, and then from that point on, it was just, I can't even describe it. The next day we were like, okay, so now we need to open a business. We need to do this under a business name. And it was very, very spontaneous. I mean, I was studying, I did women and gender studies and environmental studies, like these events and entertainment and planning and all it. That was never in my mind or in my path that I saw myself taking. So it was very, very spontaneous.
So when you made this shift into the entertainment, the event planning industry, what was your mother's reaction?
I can't remember her saying too much. I think she was very, very supportive. I think she was surprised, just like us, how we quickly sort of developed, our brand, and, from the one event, which was called From Jazz with Love, and we did that at Georgetown Club. From that event being successful, we went on to coming up with another event, which we actually discussed the same evening when this all started. And that was Havana Nights, a New Year's Eve party. That party, unfortunately, didn't go so well, but that didn't stop us. I don't know why, but, it was a risky thing to do. It didn't stop us after, not, basically just not reaching the expectations that we had thought, So we just went on, and then it moved to other ideas, and then art festival. And then we're like, well, we could do this for other people. We could do this for companies. Companies started contacting us, and then, it just continued to grow.
Here's the question. Mm-hmm. Especially for those young people who might have tuned in or is going to listen to this later.
Yeah.
Here's a teaching moment for you. So here you are, the three of you. Mm-hmm. Three amazing young ladies, mm-hmm. by the way.
Thank you.
Friends.
Yes.
Now, the three of you come together and you make this thing work. But there's a old guy, and he's saying about teeth and tongue must gnash, and from time to time. How do you guys manage to make this work? What is the glue that keeps it together?
I honestly, I've thought about this from time to time, because so many people are surprised that, by the way, this is our 5th year of.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so many people are surprised that, that we blasted. A lot of people, in the beginning, to be quite frank, even family, they were, oh, it's just a thing they're doing, it's not going to last, it's going to phase out. But, we're still here today, and I honestly think that we have a genuine love for what we do. Mm-hmm. And we genuinely all feel happy and feel like we have a purpose when it comes to any job we do, because we do a variety of different we offer a variety of different services. um so even just for an example, today we received a gift from one of the people that attended our art class, which is an art and wine event.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you come, we go to different, usually at one particular bar, 704, but last month, as it's our 5th year, we did a art glass hopper. So we went to different bars around Guyana and restaurants, and had an art class. So people come, they paint. We have a master artist, Shimwell Jones, who is fantastic. And he takes you through the steps to create your own masterpiece, and you do that while sipping on some wine.
Mm.
So it's a great experience. It's a different experience that a lot of Guyanese are hungry for. Like you want to do different things. You don't want to do the same thing all the time. So yeah, this particular woman, she came there for the first time, and she was so blown away by the experience, and she was so happy at the end of it. She actually dropped off a gift because Christina was there and our assistant. She dropped off a fancy speaker.
Wow.
And a lovely note saying, how grateful she is to be a part of this sort of event, and she's going to be coming to every single one afterwards. So those things are what keeps us going, because we get that reception from a lot of people in Guyana when we do our events, or when we execute jobs for clients, whatever it may be. So I think that's what we all have, that common thread that kind of keeps us together and keeps us going. I wouldn't say any one of us in particular kind of keeps us together. I think that satisfaction, that idea,
Mm-hmm.
is what keeps us.
How do you get your inspiration?
Depends on which service. But a lot of us, we've traveled, we've seen different things, we've experienced different things. So I guess some of our inspiration comes from that. All of us have our own knacks for being creative, and kind of we also inspire each other too. We do a lot of brainstorming, so we would sit down and chat for like an hour on a particular concept, and we would feed off of each other's ideas. So at the end of it, you have an enhanced, rich idea, because you have 3 minds, working together. So it really works well. Like we say, it's a well-oiled machine, and of course there's room for improvement always. So
I'm gonna come in there and lift the covers up, Chelsea. So tell us about the event or the idea that didn't go well.
Oh, the Havana Nights.
I don't know. I'm guessing there must be one. I'm just
Oh Lord, yes, that's we put so much work into it, so we put so much work. We had everybody helping us, and it was it wasn't a solid idea.
Looking back, what do you think went wrong?
I think we were amateurs at that point. We really didn't know, exactly, what we needed to do.
Yeah.
And then also you had the fact that, there's so many other things going on at New Year's Eve. It just, it just wasn't yeah, it wasn't thought out too well.
Three things. If you were counseling or coaching a group of young women,
Hmm.
um, three three things you would like to tell them you took away. The three of you took away from that
From that
experience. Uh huh.
from that particular experience.
Yes.
Oh, um, one, to be very, very to be very real.
Yeah.
If you're working with two other partners, two of the partners should not go to Suriname to when
or you or you're gonna blow them
two
up just like.
partners should not go to a wedding the week before the event.
Or you're gonna blow up their spot like that, huh?
Oh no, I was one of
Oh,
them.
you were.
I was one of them. We left poor Saskia. I had to go. I was a bridesmaid.
Oh God.
But I mean, of course, you see, this is the thing, right? And
Uh-huh.
this is honestly a very practical example. There's never, ever since that experience, ever since that event, we have never, ever executed any or of our own events or any large event for a client or whatever without all three of us being there.
Mm.
So many times, I just like in June, um, we were very, very busy between June and coming into July. So I was there for 5 weeks because you need to have. I mean, I honestly, props to all event planners, that run their own show, just one individual. Um, and then of course they would have their team, but with the three of us, um, we can get a lot done a
Mm-hmm.
lot faster, a lot more efficiently. Um, I would think, I mean, I've never done it on my own, but we anytime we're all there. Nobody is traveling, going anywhere. Everybody's focused. Everybody, knows their roles. And that's another thing. In the beginning, we didn't really know, who was responsible for what, what our actual role was. So now after 5 years, our roles are very defined. I don't have to check in with anybody. Nobody has to check in with me.
And and
Things get done.
and how did that happen, Chelsea? How
Pardon?
how did that happen? When did this actually happen? Um, where each of you adopted a particular role, and was it difficult in the beginning? Did somebody got a role and realized, well, this is not good for me. Let me try something else. How did that come about?
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely a process.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably in the second year, going into the third year, we really started to analyze, our own system,
Mm-hmm.
how we were functioning, um, and we structured, again, sat down and talked and tried to figure out, who is good at what, where are your strengths, where are my strengths, how can we make this work. So yeah, we there was a lot of trial and error, that took place. But now I would say we're honestly, I am very, very happy with the way that we work. Of course, there are disagreements. That's all part of the business and how things run. But we, at the end of the day, our goal is to make people happy. And we always, almost always, get that done.
I'm guilty of really trying to get into the brain of Red Entertainment because you guys are magnificent and you've done a great job over
Thank
the
you.
years.
Thank you.
And I believe it'll be a good thing for
Mhm.
other people, young people, to learn from the Red Entertainment brand.
Yes.
So I I want to ask you, um, when you have disagreements on a particular course of action, a particular concept, or so on,
Mhm.
how do you come to a place where you all agree to move forward? Is there any mechanism? What do you do? I mean, how does that happen?
Well, usually, um, we we sort of come up with a compromise. Um, actually, I wouldn't even call it a compromise.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes at the end of it, the whoever is has a real sound argument, and has evidence to back it up, and usually that idea or whatever, if it's a decision to do X or to do Y, and so I would say that's how it would happen. And I mean, if it really comes down to it, usually two of us would be, on the same page. One other person would not be on the same page. So then, it's three people. You you vote.
what
Yeah,
what
we
what
have
is
a
it?
voting system.
What is it about this particular industry that appeals to you?
I would definitely say, so let's just get it clear that we have our own little entertainment events. We also do event planning, decor, coordination for companies, for weddings, special occasion events. And then we also do marketing and communications. So it's a wide scope, um, that that we that we found ourselves in, because it started from just a little seed, an event, and it's turned into to so much more, because of as well of because of our different backgrounds or
Right.
educational backgrounds and stuff. Because just in June, we did communications work for the World Wildlife Fund, um, and of course, this is up my alley because I've done environmental studies. So I was the lead consultant on that project, and Saskia and I, we went into the interior. So there's a lot of different things that we do, um, and I think that for me personally, there are certain things um, that I find a lot more purpose, and I feel really really passionate and driven when I do these certain jobs.
Mhm.
So I would definitely say that particular projects that we do really really drive me, and makes me feel happy and makes me feel like I'm doing something that is worthwhile.
This growth you talk about, this expansion,
Mhm.
getting into various areas. Was it
Mhm.
organic, or was it someone who among you who said we should grow, we should go in these various
Oh
directions?
no,
How did that?
completely organic. I mean, people, companies. So somebody in Costa Rica reached out to us to do something, and it's research based, which is something else that's I have done in my academic years. So it was a market survey, a market survey project, um, and we were doing marketing already. Saskia has a strong marketing background, so we were already doing that. But this particular client needed, surveying to be done, and we've never done it before, but we executed the project, quite satisfactory to the client. And ever since they've been coming back to us, and Saskia just went to Trinidad to do another project for them. So I think these things just sort of happen when companies or just individuals come to us and they're like, we feel like you can do this. Right?
Is there
We
ever
feel like you can do this. We know that it might be challenging, but we feel like you can do it. And that's something that's very that's the core of Red. We it could be anything. It could be anything. And the three of us would be like, yeah, man, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. And and it just always ends up turning out great. And our clients are happy, and that's how we've actually expanded to this extent. And I'm just enjoying every minute of it. Especially as we're getting into things like surveying projects, communications work with other organizations. It's really becoming just a rich experience.
Have you ever turned down any job?
Yes, we've had to do that. A few, let's say like 2 or 3 times so far. Due to us being booked up. Even you're an example. Not to say that it was a job, but I mean we wanted to really help you out a bit more, Selwyn, when you had
And
your
I have to thank you again for that. Thank you guys for that. Before we
yeah
take this break, let me just take a moment to say how very grateful I am that you stepped in with the meet and greet, because
yeah
you were so busy, you had so much going on,
yeah
and the funny thing is, when we connected,
mhm.
and you asked me, you and the girls were wondering why I have not approached you. And I said, well, budget is tight, and your response to me was, hey, we are going to do this for you. It's just that we are very busy doing lots of other stuff, but we are going to chip in. You've been there for us, and that to me, it brings me to another point I'll talk about after the break about your philanthropic work, giving. You guys do give back, and which is a good thing. So I am really very grateful for that, Chelsea. I know you would have done more if the time had allowed, but this is what's happening when you're dealing with a very successful form that is in so much demand.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.